Good day, everyone. Hope everyone's having a great day. So today I'm going to go over the fundamentals of business. So there's many other there's like many fundamentals. Like business is not simple; it's complicated. There's so much areas to focus on. But in this short training, I'm going to go over 6 things you need to really focus on to really level up and like obviously convert your idea into a proper business. Like when you start out, you don't really think about the business like long term. You kind of sort of treat it as like a hobby, but for you to really make good money, you need to treat it as a business, like a future company, so that you can obviously change lives as well as do well in business financially and mentally. So I'm gonna quickly go over 6 fundamentals we should really make a priority of. Yeah, so like I said before, this training is for business owners who recently started and just want to know how like what to focus on and what they need to treat as a priority when they start out. So this is very important when you need to like level up to the next phase. Yeah, so before I start, I just want to quickly tell you this example. So you need to treat your business like a house. Like if the house does not have a strong foundation, it's going to collapse. So the 6 things I'm going to cover in this training are just literally the fundamentals, not all of them, but just a few that really is going to help you move the needle forward. So you really need to like master this so that you can level up and expand your business. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so the first fundamental is having a solid understanding about your business. If you do not know what your business is, it's going to be very hard to sell your services to anyone. So it's important that you know what you offer, and as well as it's going to be easy for you to always sell to your target market, your niche, etc. So you need to know what services you offer exactly. You need to know exactly what you offer. You need to be able to list it, and like it should be very simple. Yeah. So you need to know what you offer. You need to know your target market or niche. You need to know your goals, vision, and mission. So in terms of goals, like or vision, like simply, um, like in the next 3 years, where do you plan to be? Like you need to think, you can't just think short term, you need to think long term. So good mixture of short term and long term. So you need to know about your branding and positioning. What kind of brand are you? Are you positioning yourself as an affordable business or service, or are you positioning yourself as a luxury and premium service? So you need to really get the branding and messaging out of the way. You also need to be sold on your own business or service. So it's like I said before, it's very hard for you to sell your service if you don't know anything about it, or simply you don't think it's a good service. So the solution for that is to design a service that you person would buy, as well as what others would buy and would be helpful. So it's very important that you are sold on your own services and business. And a great book that I recommend is Be I forgot what's the name. Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. That's a great book. It really taught me the mentality of how you really need to be sold on your service to be able to sell it. So so when you are sold on your own service, you build confidence because you know that it's a great service and people seriously need to buy it. Yeah. And also, this is a bit of unrelated, but so so you need to know your business well. You also need to know your business structure. So is it a sole trader? Is it LLC? Is it a partnership? You need to get that sorted in the beginning, until you obviously scale and build team, and that's when the structure is going to change. But yeah, so you need to really get the business registration and legal work out of the way so you can move forward smoothly. So that's the second fundamental. So here's the second fundamental. So having processes and systems for each area of your business. So, so your business is simply a collection of processes. So you need to think of it like that. So whatever you do, you need to have some sort of process. Like for example, like if you think about it, like you talking to a client, that's a process. First you introduce yourself, then you ask about their business, then ask about what they need help with, and then scheduling call to learn more. Like that itself is a process. So you need to have a clear cut process for everything. It is going to be easier. And although it sounds a bit annoying and kind of, I don't know, like frustrating, but the more you have processes and implement them, the easier it is to deliver that process. So don't worry about it too much. But yeah, I think it's going to be very advantageous to have a processes and system for each area of the business, whether that's finance, operations and marketing, or human resources. Yeah, so you need to have a process for client acquisition. So that's technically how to find clients, get lead generation, etc. And client fulfillment, which is literally delivery of your services. So like, for example, designing a website. So you need to have a process from onboarding to project delivery. And you also need to have a process for marketing and sales. So what is the process? What is your market strategy, your social media strategy? How will you conduct your sales tactics, your sales calls, etc. You also need to have a process for finance and accounting. Will you have a certain like website to do your accounting, or will you hire accountants? Like you need to have that, like settle that down from the start. And also you need to have processes, like if you choose to have a team and contractor at this stage, you need to have a process for that. How are you going to delegate tasks? What kind of information do they have access to, etc. Yeah, so that's the fundamental 2. So here's the fundamental 3. So this is tracking and goal setting. So it's very similar to what we talked about before, but this is more focused on literally figuring out if you're doing well in your business. So but to figure out if you're like improving your business month by month, you need to obviously track down your progress. So you need to set daily, weekly, monthly, yearly goals, as well as long-term goals, which is technically the long-term vision. So where do you see yourself, or more like your business in 10 years, like in 10 years, 3 years, etc. You need to think short-term and long-term. And so you need to measure last month's progress to this month's progress to see if you even improving sales and profitability. So you need to have key performance indicators, which are technically KPIs, that like literally see your progress, see how you're performing in each area of your business. So it's important to have like as many spreadsheets, resources in the internet. Simply search up, I don't know, accounting essentials for business, like whatever, like there's plenty of resources out there. You just simply need to make this a priority so you can track your expenses, like literally everything. Yeah. So that's fundamental 3. So the fundamental 4 is what I talked about recently, which is financing and accounting. So you really need to track your finances and expenses, see where money's going and where it's coming from too. So obviously when you start out, um, you don't really treat the business as a business because you try to replace your current income. So you sort of, without thinking, treat it like a job. But a business, it's a totally different to a job. Like you are the CEO, you predict, like you determine the future of the company. So you really need to get the financing and accounting like solid in the start, and you're the one who's responsible for it in the start. And yeah, so it's very important that you really hone this. Yeah, so um, in reality, sales and profit is what keeps the business alive. So it's obviously important to keep track of your finances and really track everything, which includes expenses, like investments, etc. And finance and accounting is very important to really get the like fundamentals of finance and accounting in the beginning, so you can prepare for tax. Unfortunately, I've heard that there's this business owner who she didn't really think about tax that much, but when like once she exceeded a certain like tax bracket, she had to pay tax, and it was a really out of nowhere expense, and then it really hurt her expenses. I mean, like earnings. So it's good to get that sorted now so you have an idea of when it happens, when your income exceeds that threshold. Yeah, so obviously prepare for tax. It's great to have like get your money and finances sorted from the start. Also, having a separate bank account really helped to really like create a boundary between your personal and business expenses. Don't try to merge it together unless you're like very disciplined. It's good to have everything separate and like literally treat it as a company bank account. And also, you need to really like focus on like how you're gonna get payments from your clients, like invoicing. Do you have any systems for that? Is it via Stripe or PayPal? Like get that sorted out. Okay, so fundamental 5 is education and continuous learning. So obviously, I mean, I'm not sure if this is really thought about, but when you're running a business, you can't use your current knowledge for for the next 10 years. You need to constantly evolve and learn. So learning continuously, that's like it's essential. You have to do it to keep the business alive. You can't be the same, or you're just going to be run down by your competitors, and yeah, you're just going to be out of business. So you need to constantly learn and invest in education, coaching, whatever you need. It's also important for you to learn so that you can innovate and also stand out from the crowd because expertise really helps you to stand out. Yeah, so and also when you learn, you can easily improve your business processes and help clients more. And yeah, so that's going to help. It's very essential. I think obviously in the start, because businesses are new, you have to constantly learn. Like it's going to be very tiring, but you sort of have to, especially because it's a new thing. And um, once you get the hang of it, once you know the basics, you can always sort of slow the pace, but it won't be as extensive in the beginning, but you still eventually have to still continue to learn, even if that's your employees. But yeah, it's very important to continuously learn. So that's fundamental 5. So fundamental 6, which is the last one, is obviously to prepare for the future. So be future oriented too. Don't always think about the past or the present. You need to really focus short term and long term. So like obviously when you guys most people in our community are like they need to business. They're probably under the 100,000 a year mark, and so obviously like under 100,000 or 50,000 like income brackets, like at that stage we're like trying to figure out the identity of our business. So but regardless of like although it's you guys are still new, it's good to think long term. So what is your direction for your business? So like like plan ahead, like saying okay, after I make 100,000 a year, I need to start building a team. So have that in mind. Think what are you going to do, like how, and so once you hit that income goal, you need to have processes and systems ready so you can delegate to your team members, and it's going to help you scale your business, and it's going to make everything easier because you can't forever work in your business. Like that's probably not the reason why we started business. The reason we started business is for freedom, financial freedom, and also like actual freedom, like not to be tied by the business 24 hours. Yeah, so make sure you like think long term and have a vision in place. And also when you prepare for the future, make sure you think about like your business status. Is it are you going to continue to be a sole trader, or are you going to move to LLC or like a corporation? Like you need to think about the legal side of it too. And like yeah, like because like as you level up, you're going to have a different set of challenges. Each phase has its own challenges. So yeah, it's very important to really think long term, and yeah, obviously to have like dream big so you can fulfill your dreams and goals. But yeah, that's it, guys. Yeah, no one came. It's only me today, but it's okay. So I'm recording this now, so you can look at the recording on YouTube or on Vidyard, which is another app that I use. But yeah, thank you for coming, and I mean, more not coming, sorry, more like thank you for watching, and I hope you found this short training helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to message me or comment below. But anyway, thank you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.